she's never been to a chemo place. She just met Kate, and she was so gracious to let her daughter volunteer at a chemo place in 2012, so she's familiar with the organization. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Lelei.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. How is everyone doing this evening? I am feeling very happy, very blessed, and very energized because of all the wonderful smiles I've seen around the walls and all the good people in the rooms that have actually made this happen. It's really remarkable, and I am so happy. I'm also so humbled and so honored to be amongst you, to share in this wonderful celebration of Hekima Place. I think it's a wonderful thing that's happening. And thank you so much to Mama Kate. I'm sure all the kids say Mom Kate, that's their endearing name for her. And my daughter volunteered in Hekima in 2012, and she has wonderful, wonderful things to say about Hekima, about Mom Kate, and about all the children that she met there. So I'm really, really honored, and I thank you for allowing me, Mom Kate, to come here and share in this celebration. I am an educationist. I am at the University of Pittsburgh. I had a 4-hour class today, so I'm a little tired on a Saturday, but I'm really happy to be here. I am also the interim director of the African Studies program, and our job there is to really try and promote the study of Africa at the university, try and educate the young generation of people to learn about Africa, to get interested, because we are in the business of preparing the younger generation for their roles in a global society, and Africa is definitely part of that globe. So we are really happy and excited because we have also listed Hekima Place as one of our internship opportunity places. So Mom Kate will be getting a lot of applications from our students, and we are encouraging them to get this experience. There is nothing more beautiful than being able to help someone else. I am here because I've had a lot of support, a lot of help from other people, my family, my friends, and even people that I didn't know. So what every child needs is an opportunity. That is something that can be a problem. And it can be a problem especially in some parts of the world where children are struggling. What Mom Kate has done and what other people of goodwill are doing is remarkable, and we should continue to encourage that kind of attitude, that kind of love amongst people, helping people. So I just want to make a few remarks as an educator and just talk a little bit about education, especially education for girls, from a global perspective. Much as I'm from Kenya and I'm very familiar with the education in East Africa, I've also been educating myself about what's happening in other parts of the world, especially now in this global age that we all live in. So I will just make a few remarks. And looking at girls' education from a global perspective. So, did you know that more than 75 million children around the world are not in schools? You know, sometimes we don't think about this, especially if you grow up in a place of, you know, a lot of opportunities. Sometimes you don't know that there are people that don't have those kind of opportunities. But the truth of the matter is that more than 75 million children around the world are not in schools. So that is a big number, because education is very important in everybody's life. There are many problems around the world that stop children from going to school. And I'm sure for those of as you watch the news every day, you've been seeing what's happening in the Middle East, for example. In Syria, you've seen all the children running away from war. These are children who don't have opportunities right now to go to school, and those are the children that we think about. So getting an education is supposed to be a human right, enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the Convention on the Rights of the Child. The question becomes, what happened to those rights? How come that some children don't have the opportunity? How come that these 75 million children are out of school or they are missing in the schools? Now, the important fact about this is that more than half of those children are female children. They are girls. And you've seen an example of girls that are getting an opportunity to go to school. It's a wonderful thing. You have seen the quotations, you've seen the things that the little girls have written about the opportunities they've been given in life. So, what can be done? So much is happening in many countries. People are trying their best, but some governments have failed their populations or their children. And yet we know that children are the future. It's the children that we rely on to continue the legacies that we have begun. So there are many challenges, there are many problems, but I believe that each one of us has a role to play. And that is kind of our mission, and that's kind of what we are trying to do, even at the university, in educating our young people to learn to care so that they can also be out there helping to bring change, helping to make the world a better place through things like, I've seen a lot of our students actually in the room there, volunteering and doing things, and I'm feeling very proud of them. And keep up the good work and keep up the good spirit. There are many things that are happening in our world today. There are many casualties of wars, for example. And education systems are always the first places that are destroyed during a war. So the kids in these war-torn countries don't get an opportunity to go to school. Around 50% of all the world's out-of-school children are living in countries that are affected by conflict. So conflict is really a very destructive thing. And if we can live in a more peaceful world, that would be a great thing and something that we would be happy about. For many children around the world, they have to walk to school, especially children in sub-Saharan Africa. I grew up in Africa, and I go to Africa all the time because I also take students from the University of Pittsburgh to study abroad in Africa, to help them learn about other cultures, to help them see, life in reality in locations that we go to and learn about those places. And we experience some of these things. And sometimes they ask me, is this for real? And I say, but you're here, you're in the reality, you're seeing what's happening. So it's good for people to learn about each other by traveling and being in those locations. So this is just but a few examples of the things that are happening. There are so many things that go on around us. But what everybody is doing here is really commendable. I also want to say thank you so much for helping the children of Kenya. Those are our children. Those are the future of our country, and we are really very grateful for that. There are so many different organizations. Everybody's trying to make a difference. And that's basically what we are all here to do tonight, to make a difference in somebody's life, to touch a child's life, to give them a chance for a happy and fulfilling life. And the stories are really, really heartbreaking, or rather not heartbreaking, encouraging. I mean, they've made me happy. I've read a lot of them, and I'm just saying, every kid is saying, thank you for giving me an opportunity. So my message, I guess, or what I'm trying to say is that everybody needs an opportunity. Everybody needs a chance. And I think every child needs an opportunity, and that's what we are trying to do. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I don't really want to say too much because it's all been said around these walls. There's no better satisfaction that I can get than the smiles that I see around. So thank you very much, and the board of the Kima Place, you are just doing a terrific job. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, and all the people who are helping, contributing, and doing everything to support such a noble mission. God bless you all, and thank you so much.